complain about the quality of them, like Khan Academy is basically live.
Okay. All right, my upload is up there. Okay, so I think we still have a couple of people with us on the Etherpad online. We still have our whole crew here in person, and just wait till you see what our barn is looking like. It is a red, blue, and green monstrosity. So thank you all for your continued edits. We have it's been, I think, especially fun for me to watch because I don't know if I can really capture this to reflect back, but it seems to me like the things that were getting done throughout the day were getting clearly kind of more sophisticated, and people were digging into more interesting and more complex ideas. So let's see, in this last round, Sarmnir formatted all of the references in the Open Education article, so there were a bunch of bare URLs there. Dana backed up a change with a source, and she was a little hesitant to take credit for that because she was uncertain about the quality of the source, but I assured her that even thinking about that and even bringing that into her process puts her a big step ahead of so many people who work on Wikipedia. So that definitely counts. That's not a, there's no stretching going on to include that one. I made a little preliminary report on the talk page of Wiki Project Oregon, so I gave myself a little credit for that. Jade added a picture to the article on Creative Commons licenses, and also she brought up a chart on that page and whether it could be presented in a better way, which may be something to explore in a little more detail going forward. Let's see, we had Rosa suggested some structural improvements on MOOC. So we had an interesting discussion about how the article on MOOC is enormous. It's a very complex topic, and the article is just sort of sprawling. It has lots of little subsections. So we talked about some different things that we could do with that. I pointed out that one thing you can do is to create a sub-article on something like history of MOOCs, and then summarize that in the MOOC article and put all the detail in another article. She was looking at, I think in that history section, it's all divided up by country. She suggested maybe putting some of that information in a chart so that it's easier to absorb. So she's been putting some stuff on the talk page to consider in the future. There wasn't an obvious answer, but hopefully we can move towards something after the event. Let's see, what else? I created a category for open educational resources, finally. Seems way overdue, and Sarmanir also added that category to a number of different articles. Mike added a video about creating open educational resources to the article on OER. Eugene replied to and implemented several ideas on the edX talk page, and he also made some. He added to the lead section of the Udacity article. Oh, and I think this may have actually been in our last round, but Bob got some positive feedback from a Wikipedian not involved in our event. So something that started off as maybe a little bit of an argument or a sort of a tussle about how something should be structured or titled, ended up with a nice comment about how this person thought that we were doing good work here and had just noticed it. So that was kind of a cool moment. And Jim, who had created a very short stub in the main article space, expanded it in his own sandbox. So there is a good, solid foundation on which to build the article on the 20 Million Minds Foundation in the future. And I think that covers all the stuff that we did in this last round, which really sounds like quite a lot now that I say it. So I think we'll have the last photo there uploaded shortly to the event page. It's there, okay. Our crack team is already on top of it. And let's see, what do we want to cover in our last little bit together? I think let me pull. I'm going to try this screen sharing thing again, and I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was having trouble with it for some reason the last time. I want to pull up the Wiki Project Open page. So the last time around, I made a brief mention of Wiki projects. So this is the front page of Wiki Project Open, and it'll sort of tell you what it's about, and you'll see this tab structure at the top where you have a convenient link to the talk page, and then also some subpages about open access, open educational resources, etc. And so with most wiki projects, the action is on the talk page. Most of what you'll find interesting is what people are talking about. So I would just go straight there. And in Wiki Project Open, you can either click it in this big tab or in the traditional talk tab at the top of the page. And as with an article talk page, the most recent stuff is always down at the bottom. So if we go to the very bottom, you're going to see my preliminary tiny report on what we've done here today. If there's anything you feel like adding, I just did a few of the things that we had put in the barn, and I think I will I'll be putting together a more thorough report along with Dana and Mike and Sarah of the event overall, and I will probably link to that on here. But I think if anyone is, especially if anyone's new to Wiki Project Open, or those of you who joined as a part of the Wikisue course, it'd be a nice moment to go and leave a note here. You know, maybe something about what you did in the event today. Maybe leave a link to some of the work that you did, and just to read back through some of the other things that people have been talking about recently. So you know, the more you put a wiki project on your watch list and you come back and you look at what people are talking about, the more it'll start to kind of feel like a real community. And this is one of the things that first got me hooked on Wikipedia. And I think we're kind of in a formative stage of Wiki Project Open, where it's just, you know, we're getting a lot of that behavior, but it sort of comes in little waves. So if you don't see much activity this week or this month, come on back, because there are other people like you out there looking for something to happen, and if it's not happening today, it might be happening tomorrow. I wanted to briefly mention edit conflicts. I know at least one, and I'm sure many of you encountered edit conflicts somewhere along the way. And so that's when you try to save a change to an article and it turns out that someone else was working on it at the same time, and the software, the Wikipedia software, does not handle that gracefully at all, and you at least feel like you just lost a bunch of work, or maybe in some cases you really did lose a bunch of work. It's generally possible to avoid it if you're careful and don't click away from that page right away. But I think just for the purposes of right now, I'm going to just point you to the help page. If you type in help:"edit conflict, you will find some suggestions of how to deal with it when it happens, and hopefully that's helpful in future cases. I hope nobody lost any work as a result of an edit conflict today. Please let us know if you did. Any kind of feedback on how things went for you today is very useful to me. You know, if there's some information that we could have gotten you earlier or something like that that would have helped, please let me know. And I think that leaves us just with one more thing, which is prizes. Dana, can you tell, do we still have a couple people with us? I think you said Jade and maybe Jim were still with us before?
Yep, well, those 4 are watching on YouTube. They may not be on the Ether pad.
Okay. Well, okay, that's great. So I am going to, I think we have enough prizes for, I'm going to reach out to, I'll be reaching out to people who've left us, who've done good work too, after this. But for now, I think what I'd like to do is, I've got a few different prizes, and I would like to encourage any of you to nominate somebody else for a prize who did some good work and remind us of what they did. And when you win a prize, you'll get the first pick of the ones that we have up here. So is there anyone who'd like to start us? Screen share. I'm still on screen share. Right. Thank you.
99 messages.
Whoa!
99 messages?
Yeah. Wikipedia, 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99. 99.
I don't know how to get out of screen share. This is terrible. What's showing up in that YouTube? I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm jumping around from one mode to another.
Right now you're pulling it up on YouTube.
Okay.
It's a fragmented screen. Did you just go to your screen share button and press X?
Go to screen share. Well, when I go to screen share, I just see, oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, but now it's asking me to select a window to share.
I think you are not sharing anymore. You just
I'm not sharing at all anymore?
Yep, it's just you.
Oh, it's just me. Is it? We're back to regular mode. Okay.
yeah, it's just
Good.
you are-
Sorry, guys.
You're just filming the screen, that's why.
Okay.
Exit out of the chamber. You're in an app right now.
This is, I don't know how to get out of this stuff. Can I just take a moment and say how much, even though I love it and it's useful, how much I hate Google+. I never know where I am. And by Google+, I mean Hangouts.
I would just the trash button.
The trash button? Oh, the trash button. Oh. Okay, guys, I think you're just going to get some weird stuff on the screen.
Yeah, it's fine.
That one. Yeah. Okay, we're out of it. Okay, so I'm not going to get a prize. I'm going to get the anti-prize for Google Hangouts, but someone else is going to get a prize. So do we have any nominations in the chat window or anyone here? Eugene.
Yeah, well, I think we need to give an award prize both Rosa and Dana for making their very first article Wikipedia.
Outstanding.
Joyce.
And Joyce as well, who's not with us, but we will make a note. Oh, okay. Yes, Eugene, so Eugene said, Dana's reminding me that you can't hear everyone in the room. Eugene just nominated Rosa and Dana, who made their very first Wikipedia edits ever with us today. And Arnas pointed out that Joyce did as well, who's drifted off. Not drifted off, she's she's far away. She had other things to do. So I'll be sure to get her a prize as well. So Dana and Rosa, why don't you come up? And, oops. Take your pick. Here, let's get them on the table here. Why don't you pick which of these you like the best and show it to the camera.
Oh.
So we'll explain them when you pick one and hold it up.
Wow. I'm gonna pick this one.
Okay. So
This is my prize. This is my prize for my first Wikipedia edit. Woohoo! I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a barn. I like to think of myself as one of these people hanging out up on the top. Yep, I'm one of them.
excellent. All right, congratulations. So, and I should say, for anyone getting these prizes, they all come out of the category on Wikimedia Commons of Barn Raising. So you will, if you're curious where the image comes from, you should be able to find information there. And I'll put a link in our project page too. So Rosa?
Hi, this is my prize. I really want to know the story behind this. That is all.
Well, now you know how to find out. Great. So do we have any nominees coming in from online? Dana?
Jim wants to dig up OER Africa. Lots of interesting work in this area.
Doesn't sound like a nomination for a person in our group.
Yeah, he wants
Yep.
to dig up OER Africa.
Well, let's give Jim a prize for having started off a stub and figured out, I think on his own, or maybe someone pointed him out to him how to move it to his sandbox when he encountered a little difficulty on Wikipedia, because that's it's not the most straightforward thing to do, and it definitely keeps you in a mode where we can work with you to to help you sort that out and eventually get it into a Wikipedia article. So you work on 2 articles today, and I think that is definitely prize-worthy. I'll tell you what, Dana, maybe can you, or Mike, can you help Dana find the category on Wikimedia Commons of barn raising? And then maybe we can ask Jim to tell us which image he likes instead of me like holding them up to the camera. And I'll be sure to get him one that he likes.
We can post a picture on his talk page, maybe.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, I think that's Bob probably did an equivalent. Also responding positively to initial feedback on his new article.
Okay, so Mike is telling us that, pointing out that Bob did a great job by weathering some critical feedback and getting to a point where it was valuable and mutual appreciation was expressed. So we'll be sure to get Bob a prize too.
Jade wants to nominate Mike, and I think she means Cable. She said Clark.
Mike and Cable, okay. Well, Mike is here, Cable's not. So Mike, why don't you come up and claim a prize? I didn't really give too much space to spread out here. Yeah, don't be afraid of the big ones.
I like this one because it's the most abstract or early stage.
You want to hold it up for the camera?
Yes. It's a stub of a barn.
Oh, excellent. So it's analogous to a stub article. Hasn't been built up very much yet. I like it.
Well, I would then in response nominate Jade for being an excellent collaborator on the outline and a number of other things.
Excellent. Okay. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Mike just nominated Jade for being an excellent collaborator throughout the process. I would personally want to expand that nomination to say she's been an excellent collaborator for, I think, well over a year at this point as a participant multiple times in our Writing Wikipedia Articles course, and not only doing great work herself, but easily moving into making it look very easy to mentor newer contributors as they come along. You know, not just learning and contributing on our own, but helping other people come along as well. So Jade, you've been a true pleasure to work with, and we will be sure to find out what your preferred picture is and get it to you afterwards. I'm going to just hold another couple up here so that you can see some of the variety, those of you online. So here we have one in, it's Livingstonia, which I don't know. I seem to remember from when I did this that it was maybe Zimbabwe. I may be remembering that wrong. And I think this one is in the Netherlands. So, I am going to nominate the one whose username I have had the most difficulty saying all day, but who has never complained, Sarmanir. I think I'd maybe have just mangled it yet again, but thank you for coming and bringing just a willingness to work all over the place. I think your familiarity with Wikipedia really helped us a lot. You were able to step in and help someone who was working for the first time on Wikipedia, and then also do some follow-up work on stuff that I had done and Mike had done. And it was really nice to see you bouncing from one thing to another and just sort of leaving a trail of positive edits in your wake. So please. Okay. That one's my favorite too, as you might realize from I made like 4 of them.
We have to get a prize for our cheerleader / picture taking, video making. We have to get a nomination for Eugene, who's encouraged both Rosa and I to make our first edits and been taking pictures and filming throughout the event and has made his own edits on Wikipedia. So I nominate Eugene.
Eugene, make your There will be no photographs of this moment.
Whoa, that's like an art piece?
Yeah, that one's a painting.
Man, I hate to be unoriginal here, but I think I'd have to go with this one.
That one really is. For those of you online who haven't here, I'm going to hold up the higher resolution version of this. This one is a really cool picture. It's you really can see, like, if you get in there, you can see people just really like smiling and enjoying themselves. So from a distance, it kind of just looks like a massive people, but at least to me, the satisfaction of having accomplished something, it really comes through on this one. Yeah, it reflects the community, Dana's saying. Yep. Well, guys, I think that's an excellent note to end on. I think we've all done some pretty good work here today, and I really look forward to staying in touch with all of you and hopefully helping you find a way to stay in touch with Wiki Project Open and continue adding to Wikipedia as you go about the rest of your lives, and especially as it relates to education. So thank you all for coming. Thank you, Mike and Dana, for your incredible efforts in bringing this forward today, and also to Sarah, who was not able to be with us today, but who did so much of the work that you're all seeing the results of, and to all of you. So I hope to see you again. And I'm left with my one remaining challenge of finding the stop button on Google+.